Hello, welcome back to another episode of Crystal Corner with yours truly, Squid the Kid. Today we are going to be talking about petrified wood, which is a really cool fossilized version of wood. I think it's really cool. It is kind of like a niche or more nerdy stone, I think, to kind of get into, at least in my personal opinion. Take that with a grain of salt. Anyways, petrified wood is a fossilized form of wood. This is one of my favorite pieces of my collection. It's just a really cool, unique shape, but you can see that there is like quartz inclusions in this, which is really cool. But petrified wood is a fossilized form of wood, so you can kind of see kind of all the different kind of wood bandings, and you can also take these in as like fossilized specimens and do research on them to see like what time period they came from and just like the structure of the tree, which I think is really cool. But it's a original organic material replaced by minerals, usually silica, which quartz is a silica-based stone that results in a stone-like structure. So essentially it just like freezes the wood into stone, and it's a really just kind of cool piece of history. It showcases the original structure of the tree. Pretty cool. I think this one has a lot more jasper in it, if I'm not mistaken. You can kind of see there is like quartz in the wood at the bottom, which is really cool. And it is a really good stone for grounding, stability, and transformation. It is also a really good stone for connecting to ancient wisdom. This is a really cool polished petrified wood egg. You can really kind of see the wood in the bottom there. That's really cool. And then on the other side you can kind of see that inclusion there. It is really a good stone for healing generational traumas as well, because I think just the element of something so old being petrified and stuck and kind of saved as a crystal really helps with that, and you can connect to kind of older generational traumas. The petrification process begins underground when wood is buried in water or volcanic ash, and it is found in Egypt, Japan, Indonesia, Israel, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Thailand, Australia, Europe. So it can actually wash up on like beaches and stuff like that, which I was reading about that. It happens a lot in Australia, where there will be pieces of wood that kind of just wash up on shore, and is found a lot on beaches that way. It can also be found in obviously forests or kind of highly densely foresty areas like the mountains of Maine, if you're thinking that, or just like a really densely forested area of Thailand is kind of what I'm thinking. This is my favorite petrified wood piece. It is a massive sphere. Here's it compared to my head. It is pretty heavy, but this one I think showcases the petrification of the wood probably the best out of any piece that I have, because literally this whole side here is all just petrified wood. And again, I think this is more like red jasper. You can see some kind of quartzy inclusions on the back, like in this little section here. It's got some quartz elements to it as well. But this is a massive piece of petrified wood. Again, it is pretty heavy, but it's beautiful, and there's just so many different kind of patterns throughout, which is really cool. But petrified wood, really cool fossil to have. Again, really good for kind of healing generational traumas, which is really cool. But this one just has a really cool cellular makeup, because you can kind of tell if you dig into the stone a little bit, into the crystal, you can kind of like date the trees or whatever and find out which time period it's from, and it can tell you just a little bit about the ecosystem and environment from that time period, which is kind of fun. So that is petrified wood. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I always enjoy getting to sit down and look through my crystal collection and learn a little bit more about crystals, because obviously I have quite a lot. So it's a problem, but a good problem. So I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to see a specific stone next, let me know down in the comments. Without further ado, peace out, Girl Scout.